वक्रतुण्डमहाकाय सूर्यकोटिसमप्रभ निर्विघ्नं कुरु मे देव सर्वकार्येषु सर्वदा। सरस्वती नमस्तुभ्यं वरदे कामरूपिणी विद्यारम्भं करिष्यामि सिद्धिर्भवतु मे सदा। गुरवे सर्वलोकानां विषये भवरोगिणां निधये सर्वविद्यानां दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः। ईश्वरो गुरुरात्मेति मूर्तिभेदविभागिने व्योमवद्व्याप्तदेहाय दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः। सदाशिवसमारम्भां शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम्। शङ्करं शङ्कराचार्यं केशवं बादरायणं सूत्रभाष्यकृतो वन्दे भगवन्तौ पुनः पुनः। श्रुतिस्मृतिपुराणानाम् आलयं करुणालयं नमामि भगवत्पादं शङ्करं लोकशङ्करम्। साक्षात्कृतं दयानन्दं परमार्थस्वरूपिणं तत्त्वज्ञानप्रशास्तारं प्रणतोऽस्मि परं पदम्। ॐ सहना भवतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तमा विद्विषावहै। ॐ शान्तः शान्तः शान्तिः। नत्वा श्रीभारती तीर्थ
नत्वा
श्री भारती तीर्थ
विद्यारण्यमुनीश्वरौ
विद्यारण्यमुनीश्वरौ
अधीमहे पञ्चदशीम्
पंचदशीं
कैवल्यपदसिद्धये।
कैवल्यपदसिद्धये।
पंचमहाभूत विवेक प्रकरण श्लोक नंबर 26। एकमेवाद्वितीयं सत्
एकमेवाद्वितीयं सत्
सिद्धमत्र तु केचन विह्वला असदेवेदम् पुरासीदित्यवर्णयन्। मग्नस्याब्धौ यताक्षानि विह्वलानि तथास्य धीः। अखण्डैकरसं श्रुत्वा
अखण्डैकरसं
अखण्डैकरसं
श्रुत्वा
श्रुत्वा
निष्प्रचारा बिभेत्यतः
निष्प्रचारा बिभेद्यतः
बिभेद्यतः
A vastu is considered to be limited provided it has the limitations in terms of desha, kala, vastu. Another vastu. The vastu is limited by another vastu, presence of another vastu. Vastu meaning an object, a thing. And it is limited in terms of time if it is subject to limitation time-wise and space-wise. Desha, kala, vastu, parichinnaha. Every vastu, every objects in the world is limited, is subject to limitations. Three types of limitations. Desha, kala, vastu. That is what we present it technically. Swagata Vedaha, Sajatiya Vedaha, Vijatiya Vedaha. Is Brahma a vastu? Brahma is a vastu, but it is not vastu in the general term. The astitvam of all the vastus, objects, which includes beings also. The astitvam doesn't belong to the beings and the objects. It belongs to the Sat Vastu, which is not subject to limitation, space-wise, time-wise, and object-wise also, because there is no another Vastu. There are not so many Sadvastus. One Sadvastu limiting the another Sadvastu. That alone in the Vakya, Shruti Vakya, Sadeva Somya Idamagra Asit, Ekam Eva Dvitiyam, Ekam Eva Advitiyam, Aikya Avadharana, Dvaita Pratishedehi, Trivihi Kramat, Vedatrayam, Praptam Vedatrayam Nivaryate iti, Vidyaranya Muni said. And Sadvastu, one should not doubt Sadvastu having Avayava. Namarupas are the Avayava. Because Namarupa Srishtekhe Prak Na Asid Tayoho Anudbhavat we have seen. So Namarupa cannot be the parts of the Sadvastu. So therefore it is without Amsha, Niramsham, Sadvastu Niramsham, no Avayava. Therefore Sokata Vedaha Nasti. What about Sajatiya Sadantaram? Sadapi na vartate. Sadapi Sadantaram Sajatiyam na. Another Sadvastu not there. Because of the Namarupa, the differences, different Namarupas. Because of the differences in the names and forms, the same Sat Vastu appears to be different, but it is not. It is Ekam Sat Eva, one Sat alone, pervades everything. So therefore, Sadantaram, Sajatiyam, Navartate. What about Vijatiya? That also not there. Why? Because Sataha Pratiyogitvam Nasti. So Pratiyogi Abhave Vedaha na bhavati. Pratiyogi Aniyogi. The words which of the Nayayikas. We use their words. We use their words to handle them, to make them see their fallacies in their views. Pratiyogi, you can say, when Aniyogi is there. Pratiyogi is not there. And what is there is without Pratyogi, then you cannot say Anuyogi also. It is. What it is. What it is. It's very difficult language. That alone is nothing else. So Sataha Pratiyogitvam Nasti. There is no another Sat, another Brahma. Advitiyam Brahma, Ekameva Advitiyam. Therefore it is Siddham Eva. So concluded, it is Siddham. When that Sadvastu, it is Ekam Eva Advitiyam, which is Siddham. But hearing this, some people they become Vikvalaha, they become confused. Vikvalaha Bhavati. Because for them, Asadeva Asid Para, from that alone, Asat alone, from the non-existent Sat, Asat, not there, non-existent Asat, non-existent Asat. So Asateva Asid. And Asat is, it is non-existent. Non-existent, from the non-existent Asat only this, as this Jagat has come. How can it be? That Buddhi is like the Buddhi is like the Indriya, the eyes, Chakshurindriyani, like the eyes of the person who are immersed in water. Immersed in water, the vision becomes blood. Similarly, their buddhi, dihi, tasya dihi, vikhala bhavati. Yata akshani, that is the chakshurindriyani, vikhalani bhavanti, abdo magnasya, for the one who is immersed, magnasya, immersed in waters. Similarly, tasya dihi api, this akandaikarasam shrutva, having heard this Akanda Ekarasam Brahma Vivetyataha, they are frightened. They are afraid. They are not able to withstand this because they are facing the truth. It shakes the basis. They survive. They survive based on their this views, opinion. That itself is shaken now. So their whole being is they feel shaken. That is the Bibeti. Afraid, frightened. What is there to frighten? In fact, Dvaitam alone causes fear. Dvaitadhi bhayam bhavati. For them, the truth is Dvaitam. Because that is what is a perception. Therefore, that is the truth. So what they perceive is the truth according to them. That itself we shake. That itself is shaken. Therefore, Viveti. It is something like that in a vast land. It's an open space, vast, infinite. The space, the sky you can see till the horizon. No objects, nothing is there. It's a plain land. Nobody is there. No objects around you. You alone are there. When a person is there in such a place, when a person is there, seeing the Akasha, which is vast, and the Bhumi and the earth, which is spread, nothing is there around him. He has never seen such things before. But the first time he come across such experience, nobody is around him. The infinite space and the land. Now the person is afraid because another thing is not there. So far he has been living with, transacting with unlimited objects or people around him. In a crowded place, he was living. He could sustain. Now he is in a place where there is not even an hand. The vast space, vast. You can see the infinite akasha. He feels threatened. He feels somewhat uneasy. A fear. The fear he experiences, it is something similar to that. So when you experience the infinite, because this is not a usual experience, he has not come across such a uh, such a the ambience, such a place, never in his life so far. He was living in a place, a crowded place, where always he used to transact with things and objects, people around him. Now he's in a place where there is no second thing to transact with. He alone and the vastness. So it's something unusual for him. So could not his buddhi is not able to uh, is not able to withstand this. Is not able to withstand this. Similarly, is buddhi. Similarly, is the buddhi not able to digest, not able to withstand. When there is only one sattva, which is akanda sattva, akanda ekarasam sattva, that alone is there. Then what will happen to the buddhi, the small buddhi, ahankara? The ahankara feels threatened. Ahankara sustains only because because of because of the other vastu. Other vastu, other objects are there to transact with. Therefore, this ahankara feels greater or is smaller. If it feels smaller, then it is dukkhi. Greater, then it feels good. So always it lives in comparison with another. But only when akanda rasam, the sat alone is there, then what will happen to this ahankara? Feels threatened, cannot survive. Ahankara always needs some sangha, some sambandha. Without sangha, sambandha, ahankara cannot sustain. Therefore, that ahankara feels threatened. That is a bibeti. That is the frightening fear. False entity appearing real. That is what fear. But here, akhanda ekarasam is not false. It is truth. The Dvaitam is false. The Dvaitam is false. Therefore, debate. Having said this, now the author, Vidyaranya Muni, the following shloka, he presents the Gaudapadacharya's view, Gaudapadacharya's view, and is the next shloka, a karika from Mandukya Karika, a shloka from Mandukya Karika. Gaudapadacharya is known for his Karika and Mandukya Karika. That is the only text. That is only text prior. That is only text of the Gaudapadacharya is available. Shankaracharya's guru is Govinda Bhagavad Pada. His guru is, and Govinda Bhagavad Pada's, whether he wrote text, granthas or not, we don't know. No text available. But Gaudapadacharya's, Shankaracharya's great guru, his text, Karika, is available, the most famous text, Mandukya Karika. So, the author presents the Mata, the view of Gaudapadacharya, and a Karika from Mandukya Karika. The next sloka, 29. So, 28 and 29. Let us read about this sloka. Gaudacharya nirvikalpe
Gaudacharya nirvikalpe
samadhavanya yoginam
samadhavanya
sakara brahma nishthanam
sakara brahmanishtanam
atyantam bhayamuchire.
atyantam
भयमुच्यते
bhayamuchire
Asparshayogo namaishah
अस्पर्शयोगो नैषः
दुर्दर्श सर्वयोगिभिः
दुर्दर्श
सर्वयोगिभिः
योगिनो बिभ्यति ह्यस्मात्
योगिनो यस्मात्
अभये भयदर्शिनः
अभये भयदर्शिनः
ग्रंथकारः विद्यारण्यमुनिः Gaudapadacharyas his view is sammati. He presents in this shloka. Gaudapadacharya. Gaudacharya is Gaudapada. Gaudapada. Shankara Bhagavatpada, Govinda Bhagavatpada, similarly, Gauda Bhagavatpada, Gaudacharya. Gaudacharya Yaha. Acharya. Gaudacharya. Gaudacharyaha. It is Nirvikalpe. Nirvikalpe. Gaudacharya Nirvikalpe. Nirvikalpa here meaning Jnanam. Nirvikalpe Samadhu. Nirvikalpe meaning Nirvikalpe Samadhu means Jnanam. It is not the Samadhi of Yoga Darshana. It is not the Samadhi of Yoga Darshana. It is Jnanam, Advaita Jnanam. So therefore, Nirvikalpe Samadhu, Gaudacharya, Anya Yogina, Sakara Brahmanishtanam, Atyantam Bayam, Uchire, Atyantam Bayam, Uchire. Nirvikalpe Samadhu. In the Nirvikalpa Samadhi, that is Jnanam, Advaita Jnanam, Nirvikalpa Samadhi, Advaita Jnanam, Advaita Samadhu, that Jnanam, those, with regard to those who are committed to other than this Jnana, Advaita, Anya Yoginam. Anya Yoginam, the yogis who are others, other than Advaita. Other than Advaita. Those who are committed to Dvaita, other than Advaita. And Sakara Brahmanishtana. Sakara is Brahma with Akara. Saguna Brahma ityartaha. Sakara Brahma is Saguna Ishvara. So those who are committed to Saguna Ishvara, Saguna Brahma, Brahma with attributes, Atyantam Bayam Uchire, for them, for the yogis who are committed to, for yogis, for the sadhakas, for the seekers, who are committed to other than Advaitam, they are subject to Bhayam, they are subject to fear, extreme fear. Atyantam Bhayam Uchire, Uktavantaha, U Gaudacharyaha. With respect, we use Bhagavachana. He says, Bhayam Uktavantaha, Atyantam Bhayam Uchire, Sakara Brahmanishtanam, they are the Anya Yoginam, other yogis, other who are committed to, other people who are committed to other than Advaita. So, they, Nirvikalpa Samadhu, with regard to Nirvikalpa Samadhi, that is Jnanam, Advaita Jnanam, Atyanta Bhayam Uchire. Uchire is lit lakara, Uktavantaha. The Gaudacharya, Gaudapada, Gauda Bhagavad Pada says, Bhayam Uktavantaha. Bhayam Uktavantaha, that is, these people are subject to fear. Those who are committed to other than Advaitam, they are subject to fear. In Jnanam, they are extremely frightened. About what? Advaita Vastu. Nirvikalpa Samadho, that is Jnanam. Jnane, Samadhi Samyak Adiyate, the Antakarnam, the Antakarnam Nirvikalpa, that Brahma alone is there. That's why Nirvikalpa Samadhi is not Yoga Darshan Samadhi, it is means Jnanam. So, therefore, with regard to Jnanam, Advaita Jnanam, they are extremely frightened. Bhayam Uchire iti Odacharya says. Why they are afraid? Because Advaita Vastu, they could not withstand Advaita Vastu. Their Ahankara feels threatened. Ahankara, because Ahankara doesn't find any sambandha. They are committed to Dvaita. Therefore, Ahankara feels comfortable. But when they hear Advaitam, when Advaitam as a truth is presented, Ahankara now feels threatened. It doesn't have any Sangha, any Sambandha. There is no association in Advaitam. There is no association. Therefore, Ahankara is threatened. Ahankara finds security in association only, in Sambandha, in Sangha. That is why Ajnanis are comfortable living in Sangha and Sambandha. Otherwise, an ignorant cannot live. An ignorant person without Sambandha, without Sangha, he feels afraid. That's why aloneliness is different, loneliness different. A yogi aspires for aloneliness, whereas an ignorant is afraid of loneliness, is not able to withstand loneliness. I am alone, I feel lonely. Alone is different. Alone to the alone, all alone. But the ignorant feels loneliness. So therefore, Ahankara finds insecurity only in Sambandha, only in association. When there is no association in Advaitam, then Ahankara feels threatened, Atyanta Bhayam, extreme fear. It experiences extreme fear, feels threatened, could not face the truth. As I told, that vast space, vast land, Akasha, you alone you alone are there. Nothing else. There is no second vastu to interact. Sambandha not there. Therefore, you feel threatened. This Sambandha for the Ahankara is evident. That is why Ahankara sustains very well in the midst of the people, in the crowd. In the crowd, it sustains. It finds sustenance, secure. You feel secured. The mind is secured in Sambandha. In Nirvikalpa Samadhi, in Jnanam, there is no Sambandha because there is no Dvaitam. In Nirvikalpa Samadhi, what is there? In Nirvikalpa Samadhi, Jnata, Jnanam, the knower, known, and Jnayam, iti, that Vibhagaha na bhavati, Trivida, Vibhagaha, there is no threefold divisions. Jnata, Jnayam, Jnanam, all these three resolves. That's why Nirvikalpa, no Vikalpa. So Nirvikalpa, the mind is stira, the mind is stable. Yatha, Deepo, Nivastastaha, Lingate, Sopamasprata, as said in Gita, we have seen the Deepa, the light, which is placed in a windless space, Vataragite, that the lamp, Yatha Nischalaha Bhavati. Tadvat, the mind is steady. There is no dhyanam, there is no dhyata, there is no dhyaya vastu also. These differences are abhava in nirvikalpa samadhi, advaita jnanam. The triputi bheda, bheda abhave, dhyanam, dhyata, dhyayam, jnata, jnanam, jneyam, ityadi abhave. Ityadi abhave, then what will this sakara brahmanishta will do? The saguna brahma upasaka, yoginam. Sakara brahmanishtanam, saguna brahma upasakanam, yoginam. What will happen to them? Atyantam bhayam bhavati. They feel, they experience fear, atyantam bhayam uchire, due to is their orientation, the buddhi orientation. So therefore, they feel threatened. That is why the Agankara always look for security in interactions with the Jagat. Agankara is happy when it is after Artha and Kama and the competition, ready to compete with others, Sambandha, Sangha. Agankara subject to Sukham and Dukkham. In Dukkham also, it finds pleasure even in Dukkham. Even though Dukkham, it's painful, it's pain. But Agankara cannot sustain without a duality. Agankara cannot sustain without a second thing. It wants to compete. It wants to interact. Experience pain and pleasure. That's what Agankara wants. That is a condition of Jiva. That is a condition of Jiva. Therefore, that's why Jivatvam. That is why Jivatvam. Jivatvam. The Jivatvam is, therefore Ishwartvam is. Yatra yatra Jivatvam, tatatra Ishwaratvam. Because Ishvara is related to Jiva. Both are related. If Jivatvam not there, then where is Ishwaratvam? If Jiva not there, Ishvara also not there. When Jiva is there, therefore Ishvara is. Jivatvam in fact sustains Ishwaratvam. When Jiva, the individual who is sustained by this Ahankara is there, therefore Ishvara is there. When Jiva is not there, where is Ishvara? When everything is Brahma and Jiva is Brahma. What is Ishvara? Ishvara also Brahma. Where is Jiva? There is no Jiva. Therefore, Jivatvam sustains that Ishwaratvam. When Ishvara is separate, when Ishvara is separate, when Ishvara is separate from me, really speaking, when Ishvara is separate from me, then only there should be fear. Then only there should be fear. But in Dvaitam, Ishvara is separate because the Jiva has a notion, Agam Jivaha, different from this Ishvara. So therefore the Jiva Ishvara Bhava is there. So Jiva Ishvara Bhava, separation is there. And the small Ahankara, in fact, feels secure at the same time feel threatened also because Ishvara is different from me. Because Jivatvam is there, Ishvaratvam is there. It feels secured. At the same time, what we say, the Jiva feels insecure. Jiva feels insecure, Jiva feels threatened. Why? Because Ishvara is there, Ishvara is powerful. Ishvara can punish Jiva. In fact, fear should be there. When Ishvara is really away from me, when Ishvara is really away from me, I should feel threatened. The small Ahankara may sustain because it has association, Sambandha with Ishvara, who is different. That is Ajnana Avastha. But what about in Advaita Avastha? Advaita Avastha, there is no Ishvara. Ishvara is not different from me. There is no second Vastu. Therefore, the fear itself is not there. Dvaitadhi bhayam bhavati, that in Advaita there is no bhaya. Therefore, that is said here. In Dvaitam, there should be fear, and there is fear. In Advaitam, there is no fear. But these people, in the fearless, they have fear. That which to be afraid of, they are fearless. Contradictory. Sakara Brahmanishtanam Atyantam Bhayam Uchire. So this Sakara Saguna Brahma, Upasaka, Atyantam, they are afraid, they feel threatened. If you see Ishvara as different from you, then there is Veda between me and Ishvara, fear is natural. Even though Ahankara, the small Ahankara, because of association, can sustain, but fear is natural. Dvaitam is a Dvaitadki Bhayam Bhavati. In Jnanam, that Ahankara is dropped, Ahankara surrendered. Ahankara is surrendered at the altar of the Shastra Pramanam. So, therefore, the Ahankara is dropped. That the notion Aham Jivaha Parichinnaha, that is gone, that is surrendered, that is dropped, that is when we surrender to Shastra Pramanam. And Ahankara feels now being no place to survive, the Ahankara disappears, goes away, Ajnanam goes away. Therefore, surrendering to Shastra, surrendering to the Guru Vakya, that makes a Jiva free. The Jiva becomes free from limitations. That is discovery of oneness with Ishvara. Ishvara itself not there now. That's why Jiveshvara Aikyam. Jiveshvara Aikyam. The Ahankara, now the Ahankara having surrendered at the altar of Shastra Pramanam, when it becomes free, when it becomes free, the Ahankara is dissolved. Ahankara goes away. There is no Ahankara, there is no limitation. Jivatvam gone. When Jivatvam gone, where is Ishvaratvam? There is absolute fearlessness. With regard to that, there is fear for these people. That's what here the author says. The buddhi, the limited buddhi, the ahankara, having surrendered to so many things, frequently gets beaten up. Not understanding that. Not understanding that this ahankara feels threatened when it discovers when it is exposed to this jnanam, the ahankara of these people, ahankara of this Nayayikas and Buddhists. That is why they want to hold on to their mata, because they feel their ahankara feel threatened. Therefore, that's why this Advaitam, discovering this knowledge, Advaitam is difficult. It's difficult. And that too for the Saguna Upasaka. They are committed to Upasana. Upasaka is there, Upasana Devata is real. Ishvara is real. Therefore, puja, etc., everything is real. Therefore, for them, it's very difficult to dismiss Ishvara. Because if Ishvara is dismissed, what they will do? What Upasana? Whom will they worship? The Veda is there, therefore, puja ityadi. When Abheda is there, they cannot remain quiet. What they will do? So therefore, this Advaita is difficult for them. Therefore, till this knowledge is discovered, Ishvara must be considered, must be taken into account. This Jiva, the small Jiva, Hankara Jiva, must seek the grace of Ishvara. For what? As Swamiji says, please shower your grace on me. For what? I want to dismiss you. Seeking the grace of Ishvara to dismiss Ishvara. Dismissing Ishvara meaning the Veda is removed. That is Abheda. So you have to understand what Ishvara is. Ishvara, as long as you think himself to be different from you, and therefore want to have Sambandha. In that Sambandha, you feel secure, but real security is Ishvara is not away from you. When you have Sambandha, in the form of this puja ityadi, when you want to relate to Ishvara, then there is a wall. There is a difference. Ishvara is different, I am different. There is some separateness, alienation. Therefore, That alienation alone should cause fear. That alienation should cause fear. Instead, that Aikyam causes fear. That is very strange. That the Advaita Jnanam, Advaitam, Advaitam, that Jnanam removes that the fear, removes the insecurity. Therefore, one has to be bold enough to dismiss Ishvara. For that also, Ishvara Anugraha is important. So that's why we say maturity. Maturity is required. One has to grow out. One has to grow out of even this. The mind must be ready. And only the Jiveshwara Aikam. Otherwise, Jiveshwara Aikam only will be in words. Only it will be in talks. The reality is there is no Jiva and no Ishvara. That is what Gaudapada says in Mandukya Karika. Where is Jagat? Where is Ishvara? Where is Jiva? There is no Jiva, there is no Jagat for him. What is there is only Brahma. Surrender. Surrender is difficult even for Saguna Brahma Upasaka. Then what to talk about Nastika? What to talk about Shunyavadis and Nayayikas? And what to talk about the scholars who have got all the knowledge of all the darshanas. The mind is loaded, the buddhi is loaded with a lot of information. The ego is bloated ego. They are scholars. The scholarship makes them sustain. The buddhi, the ahankara, small ahankara, because of which they sustain. That itself, when it is threatened, then they cannot be at home. Therefore, bhayam muktavantaha, bhayat. Therefore, they are afraid. Therefore, Upasakanam referring to this Dvaita Darshina. Not only Upasaka, Dvaita Darshi. So, any Dvaita Darshana, or any Dvaita Darshina we can take. Nirguna Brahma Vishaye, with regard to Nirvikapa Samadhi, Nirguna Brahma Vishaye, Advaita Jnane, Bhayam Bhavati. If that is so, then what to talk about the Shunyavadis, whom we discussed before, Shunyavadi, Madhyamikas, a system of Mahayana Buddhism, Madhyamika, Shunyavadis. Padam Asadeva Asit. When we say Sat alone is Asit, and the Sat is Akandekarasam, Videti, if they're afraid, this is very strange. That which is not subject to fear, that should not cause fear, causes fear. It is natural when nobody is there in the house, you alone are there. That alone, one feels threatened, as though second thing is there. Because second thing is not there, therefore afraid. Imagine the second thing. In fact, one should enjoy one's presence. I alone. Swamiji used to say jokingly, don't feel that you are alone. There are so many things are there in the house. Ants are there, cockroaches are there. So you are not alone. This loneliness is a stupid thing. You are there. So many beings are there around you. You are never alone, in fact. So therefore, this mata, this Shunyavadinam, Sakara Brahmanishtanam, Vayam Uktavantaha, Vayam Uchire Uktavantaha Gaudacharyaha iti Uktarte Acharya Sambatim Darshayati. In the Ukta, in regard to what is said, Acharyasya Sambati, the acknowledgement of the Acharya. Who is the Acharya? Gaudapadacharya. Darshayati, the author presence. Gaudacharya iti. Gaudacharyaha is Bhagavachan. It is with it is respect. It will be Bhagavachan. Like Shankara Bhagavad Padaha, we say. Govinda Bhagavad Padaha. Gauda Bhagavad Padaha. Gaudacharyaha. Uchire. Uktavantaha. Uchire is, it is Atmanepadi. Litlakara Atmanepadi Pratyaya. So Uchire is equal to Uktavantaha iti. Then the next shloka, 29th shloka, is the following shloka, is from the Karika. Gaudapadanam Karika. So there he uses the word Asparsha Yoga. The nice word Asparsha. Sparsha, Nasparsha, Asparsha. Asparsha Yoga. So the asparsha, yeshaha, asparsha yogaha nama yeshaha. So asparsha yoga iti sangitaha. Asparsha yoga, the yoga with the name, that asparsha yoga, yeshaha asparsha yogaha nama sarva yogi bihi durdarshaha. Durdarshaha is dukkera drashtum shakyaha. Dukkera drashtum shakyaha, this asparsha yogaha. What is called this asparsha yogaha? The Vedanta Jnanam, this Nirvikalpa Samadhi, Advaita Jnanam, that is called asparsha yoga. So Nirvikalpa Samadhehe anya nama asparsha yogaha. Advaita Jnanasya anya nama asparsha yogaha. Asparsha, no association, no sambandha, no contact. You alone are. You alone are. No sparsha. Advaitam. So therefore, asparsha yogaha it is. It asparsha yoga nama yeshaha, which is prasiddham. Among Vedantis, it is prasiddham. Nama is prasiddhi. Among Vedantis, it is prasiddhi. This asparsha, nasparsha, asparsha. A wisdom, a knowledge of this asparsha, relationless, associationless. Sparsha meaning contact. Matra sparshaha is Gita. Sparsha. Sparsha means contact. So relation, that is not there. Trivida Beda not there. Svagata, Sajatiya, Vigata, Beda, Ragitaha. The three differences are not there. It is the absolute vastu. Therefore, no sambandha with the second thing. Second thing not there. Therefore, asparsha yoga iti. And it is dukkena drashtum shakyaha. Kashtena, very difficult to see. Sarva yogi bihi. Sarva yogi bihi dukkena drashtum shakyaha. Yogi bihi. Sarva yogi bihi is yoga marge. Yoga marge vartamanaihi vidyamanaihi. It is durdarshaha. A relative freedom from all the sambandha is required for knowledge to take place, which removes all relation totally. So, therefore, Advaita is free from sambandha. Trivida Vedam Ragitam Sat. There is no Pratiyogi, there is no Anuyogi. Therefore, it is Durdarshaha, Dukkena Darshityanam Yogyaha. Very difficult to comprehend. Therefore, Yoginaha Bibhyati Asmat. Yoginaha Bibhyati Asmat. Therefore, Asmat, from this Yoginaha Bibhyati. Asparsha Yogat, Yoginaha Bibhyati. The yogis, the seekers, are afraid of this jnana, Vedanta jnana, because it is very difficult to comprehend. Durdarshaha. Therefore, Bibhyati. Bibhyati is plural. Bibhyati, Bibhitaha, Bibhyati. Therefore, Bibhyati. Yoginaha Bhagavachanam. Yogi, Yoginaha, Bibhyati. Asmat, Asparsha Yogat, Yoginaha, Bibhyati. They feel they are afraid. Because this Asparsha Yoga, according to the Asparsha Yoga, Advaita, Advitiyam Atmatattvam Vina Anyat Vastu Nasti. That alone is there. Therefore, what these yogis will accomplish, there is nothing to accomplish. There is nothing to accomplish. When nothing is there to accomplish, so you always want to accomplish something. So, therefore, it is difficult to comprehend. For Sakara Brahmanishta, Dhyanishtahi, this, that they do this upasana, and yoga, etc., yoginam, they put some effort, some sadhana they do, because the sadhana is meant for gaining the sadhya. Sadhana being limited. Therefore, sadhya also is limited. But they gain that sadhana, the sadhya, accomplishes something. But with regard to the Asparsha Yoga, what is the accomplishment? It is already Siddha. It is a truth. It's a fact. Therefore, that is difficult to, it's a matter of understanding. It is purely a matter of understanding, knowing. Knowledge is there's nothing to accomplish. Siddha Vishayatvat. So therefore, that's why kashta, that's why dukkha. Dukkena prapyaha. Dukkena drashtum shakyaha. Dukkena drashtum shakyaha. Therefore yogi bigi. Sarva yogi bigi. That all the yogis, it covers yogi means the Dvaita Darshinaha, the Dvaitis, Dvaita Darshinaha, the Sakara Brahmanishta, all Sakara Brahmanishta here, all are covered. That those who have the perception of Dvaita, they are referred to by the word yogi, Sarva yogi bigi. Sarva yogi bigi, this Asparsha Nama, Yeshaha Durdarshaha, Dukkena Drashtum Shakyaha, very difficult to comprehend, understand. Sarvehi yogi bigi. So Dvaita Darshi bigi. If they become Tattvadarshi, they are released from this Ahankara, they are released from Samsara. But they are not ready to give up this Ahankara. So for that they have to become Tattvadarshi. They are Atattvadarshi, Dvaitadarshi. Therefore, Dukkena Darshaha Bhavati. And therefore that Yoginaha Asmat, Yogat, Asparsha Yogat, Bibhyati. And that Asparsha Yoga is Abhaya. Abhaye Bhaya Darshinaha. It's very contradictory. Abhaye, that which is Abhaya, the source of fearlessness. Abhaye Bhayadarshinaha, Bhayam Drashtum Sheelam Yesham Te Bhayadarshi. Bhayam Pashyanti Tachilaha, Bhayam Drashtum Sheelam Yesham Te Bhayadarshinaha, Bhayadarshin Shabda. Asma Abhaye Bhayadarshinaha, Bhayam Pashyanti Iti. So Abhaye Bhayam Darshinaha. In Advaita there is no second vasu, therefore no fear. There is no fear. But they are afraid of this Advaita. They are afraid of that Advaita which is fearless, which removes fear, which causes fearlessness. In fearlessness, with regard to fearlessness, they have fear. Yes, it is pure ignorance. Ignorance is pure ignorance, filtered ignorance. This is the irony. This is the irony to the fact that which is the source of security. With regard to that, they feel insecure. That which is a source of fearlessness, with regard to that, they feel afraid. That is why Pakvata is required. That is why maturity, inner maturity. So this is not only for the sadhaka, this is not only for the yogis or the other Dvaita Darshinaha, this is also for the sadhakas, mumukshuru. Because they imagine in the beginning, there is some spiritual romanticism. So all this will be knocked off. So it's a growth. In this path, a person slowly grows. It doesn't become a jnani in a day. It's a growth. The antakaranam has to grow to understand this. The truth is simple. The fact is aikyam. The fact is aikyam. That Shastra reveals. But the antakaranam has to orient itself to understand, to grasp the truth. That's a matter of time. It has to become matured. So the maturity, that alone takes time. Not Jnanam doesn't take time. Jnanam is just a Mahavakya, simple statement. Tattvatamasi, it is over. But assimilation of this, that is why Nididhyasanam, Mananam and Nididhyasanam. Mananam is required because doubt comes. How can I be the source of fearlessness? Doubt comes. How can I be the very meaning of the security, happiness? So therefore, the bhaya with regard to the abhaya, it is natural. Even though it is irony, that is natural. Kena vakyena uttavantaha iti akankshaayam tadiyam vartikameva patati. This the previous shloka. How this Bhashya from what which Vakya of the Gaudapada, which Vakya where and how from which Vakya Kena Vakyena Uktavantah Bhagat Gaudapadaha iti. If that akanksha, when that expectation is there, then this Vartika is quoted. Vartikam patati. In this Vartika, it is the Gaudapadacharya says, Asparsha iti. Yoyam asparsha yogakyaha. Yaha ayam asparsha yogakyaha, that is prasiddhaha among Vedantis, prasiddhaha, nirvikalpaha samadhihi. Another name for that is asparsha yogaha. Yeshaha, asparsha yogaha, sarva yogibihi. Sarvayogibihi Dvaita Darshibihi Sakara Dhyananishtahi. Sakara Dhyananishtahi, their Nishta, commitment in Dhyanam, the meditation of Saguna Brahma Ishvara. Durdarshaha Dukkena Drashtam Yogyaha. Durdarshaha Dushprapaha Ityartaha. Very difficult to gain, very difficult to know. Tatra Upapatim Aga Yoginaha iti. Why it is difficult? Upapati, the reason is given. Because he, Yasmat, is equal to Yasmat. Yasmat, Karanat, Yoginaha Purvokta, Dvaita Darshinaha, Abhaye, Bhayashunye, Samadho, Nirjane Deshe, Bhalaha Iva, Bhayadarshinaha, Bhayayetattam, Kalpayantaha, Asmat, Asparsha Yogi, Asparsha Yogat, Vitam Prapnuvanti. Yasmat Karanat, what is the Karan? Purvoktaha. Purvokta Dvaita Darshinaha, the Dvaita Darshis who have been talked about before, those Yoginaha. In the Avaya, Vayashunye, there is complete absence of fear, that is in Samadhu, in the Samadhi, in the Advaita Jnanam, they are afraid. Vayashunye Vayam Bhavati. Like what? Nirjane Deshe, a place which is Nirjana, no people, no human beings, no beings at all. No human beings, no beings at all. Nirjane Deshe. Balaha iva, Bala iva, a child, Balaha iva, in a place where there are no human beings, how much fear the child may encounter. Iva Tadvat, Bhayadarshinaha, Tadvat, this Bhayadarshinaha, Dvaita Darshinaha, Bhayahetatvam Kalpayantaha. They imagine fear. They imagine fear in the fearlessness. The fearlessness, in the fearless, they imagine the fear. Bhayahetatvam. The hetatvam, the cause of fear. Bhayahetatvam, and the cause of fear is abhaya. Abhayam becomes the cause of fear for them. It is kalpana. It is not true. It is kalpayantaha. It is kalpayantaha. They imagine abhayam to be the bhaya. Abhayam as a cause for that bhaya, fear. Therefore, asmat asparsha yogat, that asmat asparsha yogat, vitim prapnuvanti. Therefore, these Saguna Brahma Upasakaha, otherwise Dvaita Darshinaha, from this Asparsha Yoga, Bhitim Praptavanti. They are afraid. They are afraid of this Asparsha Yoga, this Advaita Jnanam. Not able to understand, not able to assimilate, not able to face the truth. Iti. Then the next shloka. So having presented Godacharya Kata, then the Shankar Bhagavad Padas is acknowledgement, is samadhi, is presented. Bhashyakara also, Shankar Bhagavad Pada also, he also criticizes. So Shunyavadis, so that is presented. So Shankara Bhagavad Pada Aram Samatimapi Darshayati. Let us read Shloka number 30. Bhagavat Pujya Padascha
भगवत्पूज्यपादाश्च
Shushka Tarka Patu Namoon
शुष्कतर्कपटो नमो
Ahur Madhyamikan Prantan
आहुर्माध्यमिकान्
भ्रान्तान्
Achintyesmin Sadatmani.
अचिन्त्येऽस्मिन् सदात्मनि.
So Shankaracharya. So Gaudapadacharya and followed by his grand disciple Bhagavad Pujya Padaha, Shankara Bhagavad Pada. Bhagavad Pujya Padaha is Pujyaha, Shankar Bhagavad Padaha, Shankara Bhagavad Padaha, Bhagavad Shankaracharya, Shankaracharya, Bhagavad Padaha Bhagavachan. Aguhu, he say, what? Shushka Tarka Patumun, Amun, Amun. Amun is this other Shabda. Amun, Dvitya Bhakti Bhagavachanam. Amun, those Madhyamikan, they are Shushka Tarka Patun. With regard to this Achintya Brahma, Advaita Brahma, Tadatmani, Brantan Agugu, they are Brantaha. So Shankaracharya says, Madhyamikaha Brantan, Bhagavad Padaha Agugu. What does he say? Madhyamikaha Madhyamikan Brantan Agugu. Madhyamikasad Madhyamikaha Brantaha iti Shankara Bhagavad Padaha Bhagavad Pujya Padaha Agugu. Madhyamikaha Brantaha iti. Madhyamikasad Branta. But it's Bauddha. Madhyamika is Bauddha. Bauddha, that is Shunyavadis. For them, Shunyam is the truth. They are deluded, Shankaracharya says. Brantaha iti. With regard to what? With regard to Atmani. Asmin Sadatmani. With regard to this Atma, which is Sadatma Vishaye, Sadatmani Vishaye, Brantaha iti. Asmin Sadatmani, and it is Achintye. It is Manasa Chintaitam Ashakye, Achintye. Achintyoyam, it is Achintya. Abhyaktoyam, Achintyoyam, Avikaryoyam Uchyate, it is Achintya Atma. Not available for objectification, not available for thinking, not available for forming any concept, not available for any means of knowledge other than Shastra. Therefore, Achintye Brahmani Atmani Sadatmani Brantaha iti. So what is the reason for Branti? Shushka Tarka. Shushka Tarka Patavaha, Patoon, all are Dvitya Bhakti, because Shankaracharya says we have to can rephrase this shloka in the way you can understand. That is Madhyamikaha Brantan iti Bhagavad Puja Padaha Agugu. Why? Because they are Shushka Tarka Patavaha. They are Patavaha, they are Patu. They are intelligent, not they are Buddhus. They are Baudaha, they are Buddhimantaha. They are intelligent people. They are very intelligent with regard to handling Pratyaksha Pramana. Pratyakshadi Pramana. They're very intelligent. They are clever. They are Patavaha, Patoon, Dvitya Vibhakti, Bhagavachanam. Because all are in Dvitya Vibhakti, Madhyamika, Dhrantan. Therefore, and it is objective complement. Therefore, Shushka Tarka Patoon, it is objective complement. We can make it into subject by adding just iti. Iti Bhagat Puja Padaha Agugu. So they are clever. And they are clever in logic also. What logic? Shushka Tarka. Shushka Tarka. The logic which is Shushka. Shushka, the word derived, it's a derived word derived from Shush Dhatu. Shushka, Ta Pratyaya, it is participle, Shushka. Shush plus ta pratyaya becomes shushka. Shushka tarka. Shushka tarka meaning dry logic. They employ dry logic. But they have the capacity, the buddhi capacity is there. So therefore they use that and employ their logic, and the logic is only with regard to the pramanam, the pratyakshadi pramanam. Therefore, though they are intelligent, their patutvam is patutvam becomes wasted because it is shushka. The logic is not supported by the shruti, the other pramanam. When they don't acknowledge the other pramanam, whatever may be the cleverness, the intelligence they may have, that will not help. Therefore, that logic is shushka tarka. It is not shastra sammata tarka. So therefore, shushka tarka. Shastra sammata tarka. If the tarka, the logic is in keeping with the shastra, then they would have arrived at the truth. Shrutimata tarko na sandhiyata, as Shankaracharya says in Sadhana Panchakam. So since they don't take into account the shastra pramanam, they are not. That's why they are nastikas. Therefore, they are tarka. They are shushka tarkis. But with their shushka tarka, their knowledge is not complete. The vastu, to understand the vastu, we need shastram. We need shastra knowledge. We need shastram. Without shastra, vastu cannot be known by pratyakshadi pramanam. They may be clever with regard to handling pratyaksha pramanam. Patuttam asti. But since they don't have shastram, the patuttam is wasted. And that is a shushka. We call it a shushka. Just one step further, if they come, and in fact, that makes a huge difference. If they come, then they become Vedantis. So therefore, one has to employ Shastra, Tarka, therefore Shastra Pramanam to understand the Sadvastu. Therefore, Shushka Tarka Patun, Madhyamikan, Bhranta Niti, Bhranta Nagugu. Shushka meaning it is dry. Minus Shastram, it is dry. Minus Shastram, it is dry. So therefore, Bhrantaha, when the appropriate pramanam is not handled, when the appropriate pramanam for knowing the vastu, it is achintya. It is achintya, not available even for your imagination. It is not available even. It is not available even for your cognition because it is not an object. Yatadadresham agragyam agotram avarnam achakshushrotram tadapanipatam nityam vibhum sarvagatam susukshmam tadavyayam. So how will you know this vastu without shastram? So therefore, they are Bhrantaha. They continue to be Bhrantaha. Bhrantaniti, Bhrantaha iti Shankar Bhagat Padaha Aguhu Srimad Acharyahi api etat abhigitam. This is also denoted, pointed out by Shankaracharya Bhagavat iti. And Shushka Tarka Patun, it is Karmadarya Samasa. Shushkascha, so Tarkascha. Shushka Tarke Patuhu. Shushka Tarka Patuhu. Tan, Shushka Tarka Patun. It is Karmadarya Garbha Saptami Tatpurusha Samasaha. Okay, the next sloka you will see. You will see in the next class. Om Purnamadav Purnamidam Purnat Purnamadachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om Shri Guru Pyo Namaha. Harihi Om. ಧನ್ಯವಾದः.
ಧನ್ಯವಾದ
ಧನ್ಯವಾದ.
ಗುರುಜಿ.
ಧನ್ಯವಾದ ಶರಣ್.
ಧನ್ಯವಾದ.
Sharanji, a small doubt, not regarding the class.
Hmm.